Yeah. Steps Foundation. Talk Tuesday. We going live on YouTube. If you got something to say, this your moment. Talk Tuesday. Let it out, let it breathe. Every voice got power, every story we believe. Talk Tuesday. Speak truth, no fear. If it's real, bring it here. Yeah, we all is. Yeah, we all is. Yeah, we mic check, 1, 2. Yeah, we breaking the silence, turning pain into purpose. Yeah, we moving with guidance. From the youth to the leaders, every voice amplified. If you ever felt unseen, it's the place you can rise. We don't judge, we just build, we connect, we grow. Every convo, plant a seed, watch the future glow. From the block to the booth, yeah, the message stay true. Talk Tuesday every week. Yeah, we talking to you. Talk Tuesday. Let it out, let it breathe. Every voice got power, every story we believe. Talk Tuesday. Speak truth, no fear. If it's real, bring it here. Yeah, we are real talk, no filter. Yeah, we keeping it honest. From the struggle to the wins, every story a promise. We uplift, we inspire. Put the truth on display, turning conversations into change every day. Step by step, yeah, the mission stay clear. Get a youth a platform, let them know we right here. If you got something heavy you ain't carrying alone, Talk Tuesday podcast, yeah, this mic feel like home. Speak your truth, don't hold back. Your voice matter, remember that. From your pain to your pride, we standing right by your side. Talk Tuesday. Let it out, let it breathe. Every voice got power, every story we believe. Talk Tuesday, stand tall, be heard. Steps Foundation. Yeah, we moving with purpose. Talk Tuesday, talk Tuesday, say it loud. Talk Tuesday.
All right. Welcome to Talk Tuesday, everyone, a series that is dedicated to empowering youth and families. This series is brought to you by Steps Foundation, where advocacy meets education for the betterment of young minds. Each month, we explore meaningful topics designed to inspire growth, spark creativity, and equip our listeners with the tools that they need to thrive. I am Abigail Ellis, the host and the executive director here at Steps Foundation, and I'm so excited that you guys have chosen to spend your time with us this evening. So this month, we're talking about something that every single one of us experiences, no matter our age, no matter our background, or where we are in life, and that is navigating new beginnings. New beginnings can be exciting, but they can also feel very intimidating. Maybe you're starting a new school year, because I know school's coming up. It's right around the corner next week for us here in Osceola County. And then beginning your first job. So some people are navigating that too. For some, it's moving into a new season of life, or recovering from a setback, or simply trying to become a better version of yourself. Every new beginning asks something of us, and it asks us to let go of what was and embrace what could be, and trust ourselves enough to take the next step, even when we don't have all the answers. Because I know I don't have all the answers, y'all. Far too often, we believe that we're supposed to have life figured out, and especially by a certain age or a milestone. We start to compare our journey to everyone else's, whether it's a highlight reel, and then we start wondering if we're somehow falling behind. But growth isn't a race, and purpose isn't something that you stumble upon overnight. It's built one decision, one lesson, and one courageous step at a time. So throughout this month, we'll have honest conversations about the pressure of feeling like you should have everything figured out, learning to begin again after difficult seasons, embracing beauty of being a beginner, and then finding hope when life doesn't go according to plan. So whether you're a student, a parent, an educator, or someone simply trying to navigate your next chapter, this series is for you, because every ending makes room for a new beginning. And sometimes the greatest opportunities begin the moment we decide to keep moving forward. So we're going to dive into the conversation. I'm really excited because today we have Miss Eva with us, and she's going to give us some true insight. I can't wait. So I love to say, like, welcome back to Talk Tuesday, because I know many people often miss us over the summer because we don't do the podcast in the summer. But have you guys ever looked around and felt like everyone else has their life together except for you? And I know social media sometimes makes success look effortless, and friends seem to know exactly what they want to do. Sometimes adults appear like they've got it all figured out too. But we know in reality, most people are still learning as they go. So, as we explore that today, Eva, I want to give you a chance to introduce yourself to those who are watching the podcast, whether they're watching for the first time or if they're coming back to watch us again from like what we were on, like season 3. So, you want to introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about you before we go into our questions?
Yes, of course. My name is Eva Maria Pavon, and I am an educator for University of Florida Extension here in Osceola County. So a little bit about me. I'm originally from Puerto Rico, and I'm very, like, I have been living in Florida for 28 years. And one of the things, as you mentioned, I came to Florida for 2 years. I came to save money and go back and finish my degree in Puerto Rico, and life had a different plan for me, and I don't regret anything. So I am the oldest of 4 sisters, and I have a lot of years difference. So my sisters are 9, 10, and 11, and 16 years younger than me. In addition to that, I have 2 kids, 2 grown adults. They're both in their jobs right now. They actually went to Osceola County schools. I'm very proud of saying that because the school system here helped them to be who they are. So they went to the school system here in the county. So that's a little bit about me. I can keep talking about it because I'm the most important person I can talk about, but but I don't know if you want to know anything else. But that's I think probably the basics about me.
No, I love it. I love it. No, thank you for doing the introduction. So I love when you guys get to introduce yourselves, because I'm like, there's so many things that I can say about y'all because I know a different side of you guys. But I know for people who don't know who you are, I'm like, I'll let you do your thing. Because see, I know Ava because we were in Leadership Osceola together. We had the most amazing class. We were
Yes.
Sue's best class. Look, and it's out there now, so nobody else can claim the title. We
Nope.
are Sue's best class.
Mhm.
They can't come forward now. So that being said, look, I'm ready to dive into questions. So I know some of my babies are ready too. And so before I start that, I got to give a shout out to our youth program ambassadors. And so, hey Lamar, hey Abby, hey Bree, hey Angel. And so when I ask these questions, anybody can chime in. Okay. So our first question is, why do so many young people feel pressure to have their future plans out? I know. That's a tough
Social
one.
media.
Really?
I'm gonna tell you why. I like to say that social media and posting and all that is like the highlight reel of life. You can be vulnerable with people. You can, but like that's not what its main use is. Its main use is to steal your attention and give you all the good and just all the positives but no negatives. It is literally the highlight reel. So that's why it makes you feel like your life isn't all figured out. All you see is the highlights. You don't see any of the struggles. You don't see any of the pain. You don't see a lot of the true behind the scenes and true feelings that went into that highlight and all that success. So it makes you feel like you're behind because you see everything that they're doing and all that success, and you feel like you're struggling, even though they had to struggle the same way you struggling to get there. But you don't get to see that because they're not gonna post it. it ain't all that positive, and it ain't gonna paint them in that kind of light.
I love that perspective. I love it. Anybody else want to share?
I would like to share because we are from a different generation that when I was your guys' age, there was no social media. But the pressure, for example, for me, the pressure, I am the oldest cousin, I am the oldest sister. And for me, it was I had to be the example. And I was walking with kind of like a new path that I had to clean for my family. And like it was a lot of pressure. I put the pressure on myself that I could not make mistakes because I could not show that to my cousins or my sisters. And that was a lot of pressure. It was not, in a way, it was probably the pressure from the family because I was told many times, you are the oldest, you are the example. But on top of that, I put that extra pressure on myself because I felt responsible to be that example. And that was difficult when I could not do it the way I planned it. And it was very difficult.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And I feel that. I think for me, I've seen a lot of students feel the pressure by constantly being asked, what are they doing when they graduate? And that doesn't just come from parents, it comes from teachers, it comes from any other adult that they encounter when they walk up and they're like, oh, you haven't figured it out yet? And then you feel like you have to now rush to figure it out. And then you're worried that you're making a mistake, versus being able to take your time and really figure out what path you want to take. So I think all of these answers contribute to why our students feel the pressure of having their future all planned out. And I love this. I love this. I love that Lamar kind of brought up social media because we know social media does play a huge role. But how has social media changed the way that we compare our journeys to others? So Lamar, I heard you kind of mention like seeing just the positives and not the negatives. But what about the people who post only the negatives and not the positives?
Now, I got you with that because here's another good point I can make with that. Because a lot of the negatives you see are all the way to the left instead of the actual realistic negatives that you're going to experience. It's whispering in your ear all the worst possible scenarios. And it's going to give you some fake advice because they're trying to get you. And it's going to shift your perspective towards them so that you can get whatever they're trying to sell you in their product or whatever, right? Because all of that negativity is going to get to you and you're going to start panicking. You don't want that to happen to you, right? Because all you hear is the extremes. You don't hear the actual realistic negatives. It's either that or they're going to give you the simplest solution worded fancily.
So what I'm basically hearing you say is they fake.
Oh, 100%.
Look, I think Angel's like, yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't help with the rise of AI because
true.
not only that,
true.
not only that, half the stuff you see online is AI now. You can't tell what's real or fake because AI has gotten so good in development in which it has now been able to mimic human speech, human activities, human styles, human videos, human features, and human activities and kind of gestures. So now with that fake video that it's generating off of things that real humans have made and what real humans look like and what they sound like and their mannerisms. So now it's basically copying us to the point in which you can't tell because it's copying everything else.
Man, what
So
Kendrick get? They not like us.
And they not. They not. But it's hard to tell when if they are or not.
Don't laugh at me, Bree. I see you.
Please go ahead and laugh. Keep laughing.
Now I love that response, and I had to ask that follow-up question because I'm like, I definitely see where you're coming from, and I agree with you. I think social media plays a major role, especially in our youth today, and how they feel or where they feel they should be. So my next question to anybody who wants to answer: what's one misconception that people have about success? I love Eva's laughing. That means she got an answer.
I have something that I want to say.
Come on, Angel.
Like they think like whenever like they want to like succeed, they want to go the easy route, and like it's always that like situation with people that like they want to be successful like the easy way and not go through like certain conflicts that has to like do along their way of life and their success.
I like that answer.
Now I'm about to give you one better. It's that dang phone. That's what people think. A lot of the times, you're like half right. But the misconception is the fact that they think that's it. That's where the problem stops. It's just the phone. They don't stop at what's actually happening. They just say, get off that phone. Even though that's not the whole problem. It's part of the problem.
Give me an example.
It's like we was talking about that social media, right? And how it only gives you one side of an extreme. You can see two sides of an extremes, but then half the problems be the people telling you it's that dang phone because now they want you to do the same things they did back in 1995, even though this ain't 1995. You can't be successful the same way. You have to go through a whole different route because times have changed, technology has changed, people has changed, and perspective has changed in generations. So you can't go the same route they did. But even then, they didn't have that dang phone back then. So they couldn't go the same route that you can go through to be successful. And they didn't have the same problems of type of comparisons of how easy access it is to compare yourself to other people that we do.
Okay, I feel that. Okay, so I got skipping the hard way and assuming that everything is easy is a misconception, and then the misconception of the phone, that you can't use your phone in order to be successful when you can. Eva, I see you because she ready. Look, she like, I'm gonna push this button. Come on, girl, give it to me.
So it's interesting because I have this conversation with my friends sometimes, as we already graduate high school and, college and all that. And when you are probably in high school, or when I was in high school, I cannot say for anyone else, I measure success as how much money I could make, what car I was going to drive, what neighborhood I was going to be living. Moving forward, what college I attend. Like sometimes, especially in high school, when you're in high school, if you have to go to Valencia, nothing wrong with that. Valencia rocks. You don't feel that you're as successful as your classmate that actually went to UF. But at the end, in 4 or 5 years, you may get a better job than your friend that went to UF. So who was the successful one? You know? So I measure success, and we have been talking this, and obviously I am in a different stage of life, but I measure success two different ways. One is that I was able to achieve more than my parents with their help and being thankful for what they gave me. That's one way that I measure success, because my mom doesn't have a college degree and I do, and I appreciate every single effort that she make me do, and that makes me successful. What makes my mom successful? Being able to have a daughter that have more education than her. That makes my mom successful. Just because my mom doesn't have that college degree doesn't make her unsuccessful, that she doesn't succeed in life. She did. And then what makes me successful? That my kids right now are achieving their dreams because what I was able to give them. So I have changed the way I measure success because it's no longer what I drive. What I drive, those I don't care anymore. What I care is that I carry in my car those two kids that I was able to guide them to be and have more than what I have. So that's how I measure success.
I love that. I love that. I feel that, Eva. I felt that because I feel like, again, like people's definition of success is always going to be different. And I think that's where we get those misconceptions, because it's a misconception to who exactly, right? Only to the person who disagrees with what someone's definition of success is in retrospect. Um, I feel like I gotta go back to Angel, because the easy way out seems to be what people define as success a lot of times, because I didn't have to struggle, so that made it successful. But why was your struggle not successful? Like, why is your struggle a horrible thing if you still made it out on the other side? I feel like a lot of people don't value the resilience as much as they should. Because again and again, this goes back to however you choose to define your success, I guess, is where that matters.
And can I add something to that?
Yes, yes.
It's like, who is more successful? A doctor that their parents pay all their medical school because they're rich, or a student that want to be a doctor and find the scholarship to be a doctor and they graduate in the same class?
Yep.
Who is more successful? They're both doctors, they both have the same title, but the success is going to be depending on how they measure that success. Because, like you said, Angel, the one that everything got paid, they went to school without have to work. It was an easy way for them to have an education. Let's say they were teachers, versus a teacher they had to work through school. But then 5 years later, the one who had a part-time job was the teacher of the year, the one that everything was
Yes.
paid for her or him cannot make it. So then who was more successful at the end? So it's like you said, Abby, is depend how you measure, and I don't think anyone should measure your success. It should be your own standards of what make me successful, because it's not the same.
Yeah. 100%, 100%. So guys, how do we separate our own dreams from other people's expectations?
You gonna get me started on this today, ain't we?
You started hard.
Look, because I'm not gonna lie, this is something I have struggled with before. I don't struggle as much with this now, purely because their expectations of me are lower than my expectations of myself.
Mm.
And I feel like that is a lot of the problem. A lot of people have their expectations lower than what society gives them. So it's like, it's a phrase I know you say all the time. You you can't want better for someone else than they want for themselves. And we really have to take that to heart as a society, because how can you want all this person to succeed all that on all this, but they don't have that same success envisioned in themselves? You can't change somebody's mindset. They have to change it themselves. It has to be a shift that they do themselves. You can't force that upon somebody. So I feel like that's like a reason why we really have that, is because we don't understand that we have to expect higher of ourselves than the other people around us do.
I love that answer because I know you have struggled with that. Lamar, where you feel like because others expected something of you, it meant that you had to dream that too.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's not always the case, right? You are your own individual, and that's for anybody, right? We are our own individuals. We are unique. And we all have a dream of our own. And I love that you bring up, because I do say that a lot. Just because someone expects a thing from you doesn't mean that's what you have to give. And you do become your own worst enemy at the end of the day, because you do hold a higher expectation of something than most other people will. I feel like we're our own worst critic at the end of the day. We, and especially those of us that are perfectionists, because we will struggle and struggle and struggle and still feel like we're not meeting the expectation. But for us, that is our vision, our dream, our goal. While for others, they're like, baby, you done met that. Keep going. So I love the question because, again, I feel like a lot of people's dreams become convoluted with other people's expectation of them. Anyone else got an example or anything they want to share? I love the thinking faces. Okay, so you guys tell me, how do unrealistic expectations affect your mental health?
I think if you just keep like feeling that you're not good enough or that you need to do more when you're already doing a lot, then it could affect your mental health. I think for me, like right now, I'm doing a lot because it's like college season and like I have a job and I'm doing the youth program and everything. So I feel like when I was talking to my mentor about it, like he was telling me that I need to take time like for self-care and all that. So I think that is really important when you're doing a bunch of things and just remembering that you are enough and like you are doing enough and not and like taking care of your mental health.
Come through.
I'm gonna go last on this one.
Oh, not you said I'm gonna go last. How you calling dibs on last?
Because there's something I want to say, but I want to hear everyone else first before I say
I'm
this.
like, where they do that at?
I'm glad that you touched that mental health topic because I think pressure is good, because sometimes we don't see our own potential
Yes.
and someone else is seeing that, you know? It's a matter of accepting what is a good pressure, what is a bad pressure. And when we're teenagers, it's hard to, even when we're adults, it's hard to decide which one is good, which one is bad, or which one is healthy, which one is not. But what I think is important is to sit back and analyze, like if this is for me, this is what I need to do. And I will give you an example. I was a mentor of a few years ago, many years ago, and the young lady I was mentoring, she was already in college, so technically we were not mentor mentee anymore. And she called me once crying because there was a situation in her house and she felt the pressure that she needed to quit college and come home. And I told her that she was going to make a mistake because she had a full ride scholarship and we talked. She decided that that was not her pressure. She decided with our conversation that that was her mom issue and it was not her responsibility. Today, she graduated college. If she would have quit college to come and help, she felt that she was being selfish when she was not.
Right.
So again, it's a matter of seeing what is the pressure, what I need to do, what I need to put in a balance, and what make me feel good, you know, and I don't have that stress. So, and it's hard. It's hard sometimes. It is hard. And as you're growing, and it doesn't come any easier, you know. You have to decide what is acceptable pressure and which one is not.
Agreed. Throw some coins in his plate. Look. Come on, Lamar. I know you're just itching over there.
No, it was just my nose, but not real talk. Unrealistic expectations of yourself will break you mentally every single time because then you get stuck in your own head. The moment you get stuck in your own head, it becomes the hardest thing in the world to get out. And now you're stuck walking in circles in an infinite loop because you can't move. You literally trapped yourself in a mental straitjacket, and there's nothing you can do unless you choose to move. And guess what? If you still have those unrealistic expectations of yourself, you will never reach them. Because a lot of the time, what you're asking of yourself is perfectionism. And I will be the first one to tell you this. Perfection is not possible of any human being. Now, personally, I'm a Christian. The only reason I'm saying this is because personally, the only thing perfection is capable of is God. That is it. Nothing else can be perfect. Even the people of the Bible weren't perfect. They did sin too. They sin like we do. They bleed like we do. They cried like we do. But they had realistic expectations of them. Were they difficult? Yes. But they were also still realistic with that power they had in that connection. But if you're trying to set that unrealistic expectation of yourself, knowing that the world we are in now, which is very easy, like I said, with social media, because it's only showing you the highlights, you're gonna end up reaching too far, and then you trap yourself in a mental straitjacket that you can't get out of unless you come to that realization, I can't do that yet. Baby steps.
I love the baby steps analogy because sometimes it does take the baby steps. I loved all the answers. Because I heard like from feeling that I'm not good enough, being able to accept the bad pressure along with the good and understanding the difference between the two, because that is what helps you to understand what's a realistic versus an unrealistic expectation. And Lamar, I ain't even mad at the straitjacket analogy because again, like when you start to set unrealistic expectations, you truly setting yourself up for depression and anxiety. Because every time you don't meet that expectation, you're sad, you're angry, and you feel like you haven't done enough, which goes back to what Abby was saying. You start to feel like you're not good enough when in fact you are. I love you saying like the baby steps, because the baby steps are super important when you start to understand that one, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. And those who are expecting you to have it all figured out, ask them if they do. Because I can guarantee you they don't. And I don't care how old they are. So ask them if they do. And if they tell you, yes, they got it all figured out, y'all, they lying. Look, that's that version of TikTok y'all watching. Where it look real good when you watching that little video. Just saying. Because everybody has a struggle. Everybody has something they're struggling with right now. While today may be a good day, today was not a perfect day, right? And so there's always something that we can strive to be better at or to do better. There's always a way that we can sit and self-reflect. But again, take the baby step and start to appreciate some of the things that you have done and are doing, because that is what helps. So my next question, and I know y'all gonna look at me like, what? How can our teenagers become more comfortable with not having all the answers?
I don't know, like if this is I mean, I came up with it, but like they have to like learn it themselves. Like it could be like hard, you could say, for them, but like as soon as like time goes on, like that's when they realize that they've learned like something of like their experiences.
I love that answer. Experience, experience, experience. And we should be learning something every day, to be honest. So I love that answer. Time and experience.
I also love that he said learn.
Yes.
Learn. You know, you had an experience, learn. You know, if it was not what you were expecting, there is something that you can learn about it. And it was if the experience was gave you what you were expecting, then repeat what you were doing. And maybe the next time it's not going to be the same, but you're learning. So my grandmother used to tell me to never stop learning because they can take anything away from you except your knowledge. So that is one thing that is important. So I love that you said learn. One other thing is find someone that you admire, and that person can be your grandparent, your aunt, your neighbor. Have that conversation with your parents if they're available, or with someone that an adult that you have some kind of friendship or confidence, your mentor, and have that conversation too, that person can guide you and help you. So in my case, when I was a teenager, when I was your age, I had three little sisters. So my mom was busy with my sister. She's an awesome mother. I will not change her for absolutely anything. But she was busy. So I had a neighbor that she became like my second mom. So when I was confused, I looked for advice for an adult, not from another teenager. Because if I was confused, the teenager was as confused as I was. So I am very thankful for that. And I did encourage my kids to have that person in their life, their aunt, a friend. I have been that person for a few teenagers too. So, because sometimes you feel that your parents are just punishing you or they do not understand you, but you hear that better from someone else. So, always look for someone, if your parents or somebody else. And in my case, it was my grandmother and that neighbor. So I think that that's very important.
I love it. I see y'all. I see y'all.
The phone, it will. Now, it's not even just the phone, it's comparison. We need to look at ourselves and where we are, look at the people on social media that we keep comparing ourselves to, and then just realize they had to struggle to get there. We're struggling right now. We can struggle to get to where they are if we believe in ourselves and we be a little bit delusional, just a little bit.
You said be a little bit delusional.
Because I'm gonna tell you this, delusion becomes success if you believe in it hard enough. If
Lamar,
you
but
break through, that's delusion.
I'm gonna ask you something. why you keep saying those people there instead of looking, let's look at your own social media and see where were you a year ago. Are you better today? That is success.
Oh, 100%.
I'll compare you with anyone else because you should have, or anyone, me, Abby, everyone,
Mhm.
you you are a better person if you can look at yesterday and let's say yesterday I ate 3 bags of M&Ms. I messed up because I know at my age I should not eat 3 bags of M&Ms. So, but today I didn't
But they
eat,
was good.
only ate, they're delicious. Today I only ate 3. So that is success, or 3 little pieces. You know what I mean? And I will not compare myself with my sister that loves sports and exercise at 5 a.m. because if I compare with myself with my sister, I'm gonna be depressed all my life when I'm not willing to wake up at 5 a.m., you know? So I think what we need to look is make sure that we are better every day, that we can look at that social media, because I think that social media is awesome when brings you the memories for a year ago.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
can see and say, whoa, I'm better. I'm smiling this time. I'm enjoying this time. You know, I have better grades, or I did this, or whatever it is, you know. So you
100%.
should be with you. Forget about those people. You should be yourself.
And I'm gonna go back to something else too, because you brought up this delusional thing, and that goes back to unrealistic. Because when you're saying I'm a believe in the illusion of something else, you're now no longer looking at what's realistic. You're setting yourself up for an unrealistic expectation, which goes back to that previous conversation we just had. How does that unrealistic expectation begin to affect your mental health? Because now you're looking at the illusion of what something could be to sell yourself a dream of perfection that you're not going to be able to attain. So yes, in your mind, it may look and sound real nice, but in your reality, that struggle that you said you live in, you're going to continue to live because you're not living in reality. I hope that makes sense.
Fair. Fair enough.
So
Just a little.
maybe in that retrospect, put the phone down.
I mean, yeah. I mean, personally, not like I really be comparing myself to people, no way. But that just be me though.
I mean, but you don't want to keep holding up the phone and pointing at it and then saying those.
Because that do be a lot of what people do.
But how you speaking for other people?
Because I see it. I do. I see it every day. I really do.
And I believe that because I do. I see it too. I get it. And especially like working at the school, I see it a lot as well. So I'm not mad at that. But I'm like, yeah, no, we not gonna live in that delusion though. See, now you're trying to send us back to the straight jacket. Okay, so
See, I didn't say we was living it. I just said we looking at it. We dreaming it. We not living it.
I'm just saying. All right, y'all. So this gonna be my last question. Okay. So y'all, and I gotta hear from all of you now. When I ask this question, Abby's like, "Oh boy, I'm not ready," because she know when I ask a last question, it be real. Let me see which one I really want to ask y'all.
Oh
I have
no.
3 really good ones, and I'm like,
Please,
okay.
people, run.
Oh, you can't run. Too late now.
You want to
All right.
bet?
I will find you. What message would you all leave a teenager who feels like they don't have their life figured out? What would you tell them?
I would tell them to keep going. Like, because like no matter like the struggles that you like encounter on your way, keep going. If it's hard for you, like just keep going. don't stop. Like just you have like so many people around you that can help you. And so like that's a good like way to help you keep going, and that's like your enthusiasm.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
I would tell them that they're not alone and to just keep remembering like what you're working towards and like what you want.
I love it. Love it. Oh, I saw you, Bree. Come on. She like, hold on, I'm still thinking.
But yeah, I would say that you're not alone and never give up on your dreams and hopes and stuff. Like you got this.
I
Yeah.
love it. Come on, Lil Lamar. Let's hear it, Unc.
Seriously,
Yes.
seriously. Okay. Hold it. Repeat the question so I can phrase this right.
All right, so what message would you give to a teenager who feels like they don't have life figured out right now? What would you tell them?
Okay, I cannot phrase this correctly. Confirmation. Now, I will ask them, what does figuring out your life mean to you, and how would you be able to attain that? Because it really do be the baby steps. Like, what could you do now? What could you do after that? And then make yourself that plan so you can get to what you're looking for.
Oh,
Because
I
it's really
like
just
that.
one step at a time. It's like walking.
Crawl, walk, run. Yes. Come on, Eva. What you telling them, girl? What you telling them?
I like all the answers because they pretty much said what I wanted to say, but I will say break break it in little pieces. So that will be the baby steps. Like what is my goal for next week and the next week and the next week? Check what you don't like about what you have right now and how you can change that. And then find this is one of the things I told my kids, and I always say to any teenager, you need there is like a triangle. You need to find what you're good at it, what is your passion, and then you can make money, you know? So if you're good at something but you don't have passion, no one is going to pay you because it's not going to be good. If you have passion but you're not good at it, no one is going to pay you, So it has to be the three. And some of your passion can be a hobby. Just look at thing. Another thing that probably and this I don't know the book. I've been looking for this book. Someone told me about it and I cannot find the book. But is you need to find what you're good at it, not what you want to do. Because I may want to be a truck driver, but I'm only 4'11". I will not be able to see through that wheel. So what I can do, then maybe I can find something in the logistics on how to deliver those trucks to the places they need to be. So find that and then be good at that and be the best at that. Instead, or let's say you want to be a baseball player, but you're good at math, but you are not good at baseball, but you're good at math. So you can have baseball as a hobby and be a good fan of your favorite team and then find a career that uses math. So and that is something is you don't have to have figured out. I'm still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. I still like I have three different careers. I still going back to college and studying more because it's like, oh yes, this is good, but I like this other thing. is about finding what you're good at it and exploding that. And that may take time. You don't have to have it figured out at 13, 14, 15. Just make sure that what you're doing is the best that you can. That's it. And if someone tells you no, you're like, okay, let me find someone that can help me, and there is a lot of help out there. One thing I like about what Angel said is don't give up. No, no, and find an advocate for you. You know, that's what Miss Abby's here. She can be your advocate. Like, find someone that can guide you, they can help you, and work, is and do your work, do your homework. And what I mean homework is not what you turn in school to have a good grade. Is like, if I want to be a nurse, what I need to do to be a nurse.
Right.
If I want to work in I don't know, in Walt Disney World, what I need to do at Walt Disney World, is do your homework, and learn about what you want to be. And if that maybe is not what I started in school in accounting, and I hated that thing for every second of my life. Like, I failed the first test, and then I changed, and I was already enrolled in college, and I thought that was for me, and it was not. So that's when I figured out I was good at math, but that was not my passion. So is finding, keep changing, not stopping. Like, okay, this is not the end of my story because I had an F in accounting class. Is going,
100%.
like Angel said, like you all said it right. Like, keep going, find someone, find something. That's just keep going. That's it.
Exactly. And I'll only add, like, remember to take a break. A lot of times when we are trying to figure out what it is we want, we just continue to go, 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 go. And we don't stop to actually take a break, and we end up burning ourselves out. So the thing that you may be passionate about, the thing that you may love to do, you're going to hate if you don't take a break.
And I want to add one more thing to all this, because I don't know your guys' ages, but as soon as you turn 18, you can get in debt.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing, or even earlier, one thing that you need to be careful is do not compromise the resources that you have right now because you have a dream.
100%.
So do not get that car because you had a good car, a good job, because that's not the end. The car is going to take you here and there, but you don't need to get in a big debt. Don't go to that really expensive college because they're showing you and they're promising a lot of stuff. Check how much money you're going to make from that career before you sign that college contract. So check the resources that you're expending now. And when I said resources, it's not just money, is your time, your talents, your family, your money, on what you're going to achieve later. So make an inventory of your resources before you compromise them. So
100% agree. 100% agree. So, you guys, before we wrap up today's conversation, we'd like to shine a light on some of our incredible young leaders who are making a real difference in our community. So each quarter, our youth program ambassadors choose an issue that they're passionate about, and they develop projects that educate, advocate, and inspire change throughout the community. So as we spend this month talking about new beginnings, our ambassadors want to remind you that no matter what you're facing, tomorrow can hold possibilities that you haven't even imagined. So I'm going to pass the mic over to our YPA leader to close out the show.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Lamar, Youth Program Ambassador with Steps Foundation, Vice President. I'll try my best out here. This month, we've been talking about new beginnings, and I want to ask y'all something. Have y'all ever felt like everyone else had life figured out except you? Is what we've been talking about. Maybe you felt overwhelmed. Maybe you've made mistakes. Maybe you've been through a difficult season and wondered if things would ever get better. If that's you, I want you to hear this. Your story isn't over. One difficult day doesn't define your future. One setback doesn't determine your worth. And one season doesn't decide the rest of your life. That's why our youth program ambassadors are dedicating this quarter to suicide prevention awareness. Because sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is remind someone that hope still exists for them. There is strength in asking for help. There is courage in talking about your feelings, and there are people who genuinely want to walk beside you. This September, we're inviting students, families, educators, and community members to join us for a powerful conversation that could change and even save a life. And we got some other events too, because that's foundation. On August 10th, we have the Retain Your Brain virtual peer support program. It's the beginning. So our Retain Your Brain program provides teens with a safe, supportive virtual space to connect with peers, build resilience, and strengthen their emotional well-being. Are you interested in joining? Visit our website and click what we offer and complete a program application. And then 2 days later, on August 12th, we have our Survival Virtual Life Skill program that starts. This month's survival program focuses on health and wellness, helping teams develop practical life skills, healthy habits, and strategies to support their overall well-being. We'd love to have you join this. Visit our website and to also select what we offer to complete the program application. It's the same place. And then on August 31st, we have our Mindful Moment session, the Wellness Blueprint. Students and parents are invited for our free, you don't gotta pay nothing, Virtual Mindless Moments workshop, presented by our Retain Your Brain program. The Wellness Blueprint will equip participants with practical strategies for managing stress, building healthy routines, practicing self-care, recognizing when to seek support, and discovering wellness resources for teens and families. Together, we'll learn how to recognize warning signs, support the people we love, and create communities where no one feels like they have to struggle alone. This ain't just another event. It's an opportunity to remind someone that they matter. And maybe that's just exactly what they need to hear. We'll be sharing registration information soon, so keep an eye on our website and our social media, because every conversation has the power to create a new beginning for someone else and yourself.
Come on, you program ambassadors. So proud of y'all. So as we close today's conversation, I want to leave you guys with this. Every new beginning starts with courage to take one step. Okay. So whether you're preparing again for the new school year, beginning a new job, stepping into a new relationship, or simply becoming a new version of yourself, I want you to remember that you don't have to have everything figured out before you begin. Growth happens, again, one decision, one lesson, and one courageous step at a time. Every new beginning brings a choice, and we can let uncertainty hold us back, or we can allow it to shape us into stronger, wiser, and more courageous versions of ourselves. Throughout this month, we're going to continue reflecting on what it means to embrace change, confidence, learn to release the pressure of having everything figured out, find hope after difficult seasons, and discover the courage to be a beginner, as well as trusting ourselves when life doesn't go according to plan. No matter where you find yourself today, your journey doesn't have to look like anyone else's. Every challenge that you face, every lesson that you learn, and every step that you take is preparing you for the person that you are becoming. So don't be afraid to start over, afraid to ask questions. Don't be scared to try something new, and don't let fear convince you that it's too late to begin. Your story is still being written. Some of your greatest opportunities may be waiting for you beyond the first step that you're afraid to take today. So keep believing, keep embracing growth, and keep moving forward with courage, because every new beginning holds the possibility of an incredible future. So closing us out, again, I'm Abigail Ellis, and it's been an honor sharing this journey with you. So thank you for being part of Talk Tuesday this month. Remember, the power of positivity is always within you. So until next time, good people, stay strong, stay curious, stay true to yourself, stay inspired, stay empowered, and keep leading the way. We'll see you guys next week for our next session of Talk Tuesday.
Let it out, let it breathe. Every voice got tall with every story we believe. Talk Tuesday, stand tall, be heard. Steps found.